My name is Ethan, and this is the story of how I turned the tables on my cheating husband, Mark, and his sleazy boss, Richard, who thought they could ruin my life and get away with it. Spoiler alert, they didn't. This isn't petty revenge, it's pro-level, calculated, and oh so satisfying. Buckle up, because it's a wild ride. Mark and I had been married for 7 years. We met in college, bonded over late-night study sessions, and built a life together in Chicago. I'm an IT consultant, specializing in cybersecurity, and I was damn good at my job. Mark worked in marketing at a mid-sized firm, reporting to Richard, a self-proclaimed alpha who oozed arrogance. I never liked Richard. He'd make sleazy comments at company events and had a reputation for cutting corners. But Mark swore he was just a character. I trusted Mark. That was my first mistake. 2 years ago, I started noticing changes. Mark was distant, always working late. His phone was suddenly password protected, and he'd get jumpy when I walked into the room. I'm not naive. I suspected an affair, but hoped I was wrong. Then came the bombshell. While troubleshooting our home Wi-Fi, I stumbled across Mark's cloud backups. There, buried in a folder labeled Work, were photos of him and Richard's assistant, Claire, at a hotel, time-stamped during his late nights. My heart sank, but I didn't confront him. Not yet. I'm a planner, and I needed evidence. I installed a keylogger on our shared laptop. Yes, I know it's ethically gray, but betrayal changes you. Within a week, I had Mark's email and chat logs. He and Claire were deep in an affair, but that wasn't the worst part. Mark was also funneling sensitive client data from his company to Richard, who was selling it to competitors for kickbacks. Mark thought he'd get a promotion. Richard was just using him as a fall guy. The idiot was too love-struck to see it. I could have divorced Mark then, but I wanted more. I wanted them both to pay. Richard's firm had hired me as a freelance consultant to audit their systems, so I had access to their network. Perfect. I spent 3 months playing the dutiful wife at home and the diligent consultant at work, all while building my case. Here's how it went down. Richard's company was pitching a massive contract with a healthcare provider, a deal worth millions. I knew from Mark's emails that Richard planned to undercut competitors by using stolen data. So I helped by embedding a hidden tracker in the company's proposal software. Every time Richard accessed the stolen data, my tracker logged it, IP addresses, timestamps, the works. I also mirrored Mark's incriminating emails to a secure server I controlled. By the time I was done, I had a digital paper trail that could bury them both. I scheduled a meeting with Richard's board, posing it as a routine cybersecurity update. Mark and Richard had no idea I'd requested a closed session with the CEO and legal team. The day before, I sent an anonymous tip to the healthcare provider, hinting their data was compromised. They launched an internal audit, which, surprise, matched my tracker's logs. The board was already on edge when I walked in. In the boardroom, I presented my findings. I showed them the tracker logs, the stolen data, and Mark's emails, carefully redacted to look like an internal leak. I played the devastated wife card, saying I'd discovered Mark's role by accident and felt obligated to report it. Then I dropped the bomb. Richard had orchestrated it all, using Mark as a pawn. The board was livid. Richard was called in, sweating bullets, stammering excuses. Mark was summoned next, clueless until he saw my face. The look of betrayal in his eyes, priceless. The fallout was swift. Richard was fired on the spot, his reputation trashed. The healthcare provider sued, and Richard's assets were frozen pending investigation. Mark was terminated and blacklisted in the industry. Turns out, nobody wants a data thief. I filed for divorce the same day, using Mark's affair as leverage to secure our house and most of our savings. Claire, she ghosted Mark after the scandal broke, leaving him alone in a cheap apartment. 6 months later, I'm thriving. I started my own cybersecurity firm, and the board's gratitude earned me a juicy contract. Mark tried texting me once, begging for forgiveness. I didn't reply. Richard's facing criminal charges, and last I heard, he's selling his car to cover legal fees. Karma's a beautiful thing. Was it worth it? Hell yes. They thought they could play me, but I played the long game. If you're reading this, take it from me. Revenge is a dish best served with precision. TLDR. My husband cheated with his boss's assistant and helped his boss steal client data. I used my IT skills to expose them, got them both fired, won the divorce, and started my own company. Don't mess with a cybersecurity consultant.